been wanting to run to the candy store, try to throw away all the Reese's and get my Dr. Pepper and all that stuff. So it's been a little bit hard, but at the same time, it's for something I love to do, man. Like I love both of them, but I love MMA way more. So I'll give it up, just for the camp.
That's awesome. It's been such a fun build up to the fight, right? I mean, what have you taken out of this whole situation? Because it's something we haven't seen before, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually really love the engagement between like all the MMA fans and the Twitter fans and everything. Like that's been the biggest thing for me because, man, it's just so cool to see people get behind two supportive, two fighters that you should support. You got a banger of a fighter in Randy Costa. You also got another guy who goes in there and tries to knock people out, myself, So it's two good fighters to get behind. And MMA and MMA fans and MMA Twitter just got behind us and just helped us skyrocket to a little bit higher. Because honestly, this fight by itself would have done great. Like just by itself would have done great. But with the fans getting behind it, making it way bigger than I thought it was gonna be, but man, I look at it and I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I look at this and I got a worthy opponent. I got the fans talking about it. We got the fans talking about it, and it's just really, really cool. And the respect that comes out of it, man, it's amazing.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's been fun. You guys have both been really respectful, but obviously, as you said, he's a dangerous guy too. So does like a switch have to flip when you step in there on Saturday?
Man, honestly, I can like you and still punch you in the face. so to me, it doesn't matter, man. It's at the end of the day, you can either talk mess or you can be as nice as you want. As long as we step in that cage, man, I gotta go do a job. Like I gotta go out there and fight you and put you out. Whatever way I can. All respect to Randy Costa. He's a great person, a great guy. I kind of read a little bit of a story about his guy that passed away. Which is very sad. And I still I have that amount of respect for him because he still carries him to this day. And that's pretty cool because I try to do the same with my father. So the kind of resembling stories, but some little little difference, but man, at the end of the day, we still have to go in there and fight. And I can like the guy, I can respect the guy and everything, but we're both gonna go in there and try to put on a show. We're gonna go out there and try to knock each other out. And whenever I walk in there, I'm determined to knock him out.
Yeah. You've obviously developed that reputation pretty quick. Man, this ride in the UFC, I can't imagine it could have gone any more perfect for you, right? I mean, did you envision this type of success early on?
Honestly, I kind of envisioned it. I always kind of just speak it into existence type of deal. And that's what I've been doing. I might not do it on social media. I might not do it anywhere else. But I do it I look in the mirror and I tell myself all the time, I can do this. I can go out there and do this. And because there's at one point in my career after a LFA title loss that I didn't think I was good enough. And after that, I flipped my switch and was no, I am good enough. I'm good enough to be here. I'm good enough to do all this that everybody else expects me. Now I got to believe in myself. And after that, I've been on a roll. 6 fights, 5 of them by knockout or TKO. 1 war with Kyle Estrada, and then after this one, I got a good fight in Randy Costa, which is also resembling a little bit of that Kyle Estrada fight where we're going to both have to dig deep. And, I don't want to dig deep, but I'm going to. What I mean by I don't want to is because I want to knock him out early, get another 50K bonus so I can go out there and change my life, So keep changing my life and how I'm doing. So that's exactly what I want to do. I want to go out there, stop him, and, just start changing my life.
Have you already had to change your goals since you got in the UFC? I mean, you've gotten these wins, you've gotten these bonuses. I mean, have you already had to change the goals?
Man, there's a lot of things that have been changing, man. From life to fighting and everything. So and it's all been in a blessing way. I haven't been as happy as I've been now. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I got a lot of good things going for me, and I'm just super excited. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm happy. I'm ready to go step into that cage on Saturday. I'm ready to make that walk, and I'm ready for what else life has to give me, man. Because this, I was saying during that Gustavo fight, man, all this can be taken away, and I'm just glad that I'm here. That I'm following my dream and pushing towards my dream and showing that if you actually believe in yourself, you can actually get here. So, man, I'm just blessed, man. I love this. I love this job. I love being able to come here and do what I want to do for a living, and be happy. Because some people go to work and they're fucking miserable. I'm glad that I'm not that miserable person. I'm glad that I'm happy doing this.
That's awesome. Are you thinking about what comes next with this? Because, I mean, to win here, like you said, this fight has gotten a lot of attention, right? And it looks like on paper it's going to be a fun fight.
Oh, yeah.
You've already started developing this reputation a little bit. So are you thinking about kind of where you go next with a win here?
Man, I should be getting a top 25 opponent. Top 25 opponent. I believe both of us should be in the top 25 anyways, but there's a lot of killers in this bantamweight division, and you have to take a look at that and be realistic. Like, man, there's a lot of killers, and you got to sit there and you got to work your way into the top 25. There's a lot of there's a couple divisions where it's kind of a little bit light, and you can work yourself into top 5 pretty easily. In the top 15 in the bantamweight division, you had to absolutely work your ass off to get there, and that's what I plan on doing. So I just need to go out there and keep performing to the best of my abilities. And with the big win over Randy Costa, like, I go in there and I finish him, that just puts me in the top 25. A win over Randy Costa, a guy who's all first round finishes, and going out there and got 2 performance bonuses, that should get people into the top 15. But this division is so stacked that it only gets you into the top 25. So, man, I'm working to work my ass off and work my ass off to get into the top 15. So either way, man, I'll be the workhorse, or if they want to shoot me up like immediately, I'm that guy too. I don't mind.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, I know ideally, like you said, you want to go out there and finish him in the first round, but I think we're all thinking fight of the night, back and forth brawl. Is that really what you're expecting this to be?
Honestly, I'm ready to go 5-5s. Like, I've put myself in that dark place this whole entire training camp, but it's so hard with all the blessings around me. So it's like I just consistently just putting myself in that dark place, knowing that I got to go in there and fight the fight of the night type worthy fight, because I got a fight of the night worthy type of fighter. He's gonna go in there and try to put my lights out. I'm gonna go out there and try to put his lights out, and whoever falls first is gonna be the winner. And I don't think it's gonna be me.
So, man, do you think this is a fight we could see a bunch of times as your careers play out?
Absolutely. I look at Randy, and he's a very, very highly touted prospect in my eyes. Like, he's one of those guys that he learns from a loss. Look at whenever he took a loss from Brandon Davis. He went out his next fight and starts the next 2 guys. And I only see him getting better. And especially with myself in the way I fight, I've only increasingly gotten better. Man, my last fight against Gustavo Lopez was like me on a full training camp, and y'all saw what I did against a really good opponent in Gustavo Lopez. He went 3-5s with Marab on a 6 days notice, and I go out there, I put on a masterclass, and I stop him in the third round, early third round. So it kind of just shows that I'm only growing as well too. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna cross paths maybe 2 more times. So, probably only 2, because I'm going to win both times.
Is it cool? Sometimes we see these prospect versus prospect fights, right? And they kind of fly under the radar. Maybe some people don't realize how talented the 2 dudes are. Is it cool then that you're fighting a fellow prospect and it's actually getting the attention you want one of these fights to get?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just raises both mine and Randy's stocks at the most, And just to see 2 prospects that are coming up in the UFC kind of early. We both have like 2 or 3 fights in the UFC, and we're out there getting the most noise. Like right now, I think whenever our fight was announced, I saw Randy had posted it and said something that we had got as many likes and as retweets as whenever they announced Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori, and that was like on I forget what it was. I think it was like MMA Junkie or something like that. But we had just gotten so many likes and retweets around that, and I remember seeing that and just being like, wow, this actually pushed up those type of numbers, and that made me realize that we're connecting with the fans and that they love our style, and our styles clashing honestly does make a fight of the night. But like I said before, I want the knockout.
It's a pretty dope fight, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool. He says that he doesn't mind fighting on the prelims because it gives him more time to get to Sapphire after the event. Is that some way you could meet him, or do you think, maybe?
Man, absolutely. That'd be pretty cool to meet. And he seems like a cool guy. At the same time, it doesn't take away that we got to punch each other in the face, So he seems like a really cool guy. I like I said, from like the times that I've seen him, the times that I've actually talked to him outside, because I remember when UFC 262 was going on, we're actually DMing back and forth, and and trying to see what we could do to get on that fight. And things didn't happen the way things happened the way they happened. We're fighting this weekend, but he's a pretty cool guy. He was pretty straight up about it, and owned up to whatever has happened. And man, like it's been cool. It's been really, really cool. Like unlike my last fight where a guy was talking trash, and I'm like, all right, well, it makes it a little bit sour taste in your mouth, but at the same time, it's cool. Getting that friendly rivalry. It's pretty cool. I like it because, look at what that friendly rivalry did for this fight than what it did for my last fight. It's only bumped my stock up, and it's bumped his stocks up, and it's only done great for me and him.
Looking forward to it, man.
Oh, thank you.
Adrian.
What's up?
So, you have a rabid fan base on Twitter. How important is it for you and just fighters in general to be on social media and interact with the fans and just stuff like that?
Man, I feel like it's really important. And also, kind of going back to a little bit is that I remember how it felt whenever a fighter had reacted or responded to me whenever I first was getting on the scene, had my first amateur fight and all that stuff. I remember how I felt when a fighter responded to me, and that fighter was John Bones Jones. And I remember it wasn't even the biggest tweet. It was just oh man, that's not cool. Because I told I still remember it. I tweeted to John Jones saying, "Did Colin Cantrell say hi to you?" I told him to say hi to you, and he said, "No, that's so not cool." And I was like, "Dude, this is so amazing." I was it made my month because I was like, "Man, the light heavyweight champ responded back to me. This is so cool," and it just put me over top. And now that I'm in this position, I don't even think I'm that high in the position or that loved by fighter other by the fans, but now I kind of realized that I kind of am, and I had to respond back because I remember how I felt, and it made me feel amazing, and it honestly it made me have a bigger connection whenever I saw John Jones fight and everything. I would just remember telling people, he tweeted at me, so I think that's cool, man. If I could do that for somebody else, how I felt that for that whole entire month, man, I am 100% down to do it again.
And then also, you got to be in front of a crowd for your next fight, right? Is that what you're pushing for?
Oh, absolutely, man. I've been pushing for it since 262, especially this fight. I think this fight would have been absolutely perfect for a crowd because we're both the guys who are not going to back down. We're going to stay in each other's faces and try to knock each other out, and it's going to be. And it would have been fun with the big crowd. I know the Apex has been letting in a couple people in here and there, but it's gonna be pretty cool hearing a little bit bigger of a roar from my last couple to this one. So I'm a little bit more excited for it. But I have to fight in front of a crowd.
Do you have any news on the Dr. Pepper sponsorship?
Man, they only tweeted back at me once, and after that, man, nothing, man. It's been radio silence. So, Dr. Pepper, if you're watching this, you're seeing this, man, hey, hit me up, man. You got free promotion out of me for the last couple months. Come on, do something. Send me a lifetime supply of Dr. Pepper, whatever you want, man. Whatever. You can send me a whole bunch of shirts. It doesn't matter. I just want something. Oh yeah, it would. So yeah, lifetime supply, man. From abstaining for fight week, I can probably get down a case or two probably by Sunday and Monday. Yeah, literally, so I'll run through them. Oh man, yeah, I gotta have the real. I gotta have the Dr. Pepper cherry. I gotta have the Dr. Pepper sugar, the regular Dr. Pepper, all that, man. None of that diet calorie, no 0 calorie. No, I want the hard stuff.
And there is one name that could be a possible matchup for you, and it'd be a rematch with Miles John. Do you want that fight in the future?
Man, anybody who I lost to, I want that rematch. Anybody I might have the biggest respect for them, but at the same time, I want those rematches, especially now where I'm at now. I've gotten so much better, and I feel like I've gotten better than those fighters. There's no kind of respectful way to put that but I feel like I've gotten better than what they are at this moment. So I do want those fights. I do want those fights back, and I do want to get those wins back so I can feel more solidified in where I'm at, because like right now I have this extreme belief in myself, and I have this extreme belief that I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and I just got to keep going out there and proving that. And with the win over those, it kind of erases those losses for me, and I really want to do that.
And then one final for me, we got a big bantamweight fight in the main event. What are your thoughts on it, and who do you got?
Man, I got Corey Sandhagen. I think he's just on a different level than TJ right now, especially with TJ kind of on the latter side of 36 years old. Corey Sandhagen's young. He's only been learning. He's only been improving since the last time they probably sparred and everything. So I really think that Corey Sandhagen is gonna pretty much get the TKO. Yeah, pretty much. I think he gets the TKO.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. That's it. Cool. Thank y'all so much.